Meditation is not a self-improvement practice. Meditation is a practice for cultivating a level of awareness to sit with our suffering, to face our fears, to just be with our pain and recontextualize that relationship. After the month that I've been having and overall the life that I've lived, I've come to understand that my pain is not necessarily an adversary. Obviously, it sucks. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to be in pain. We don't want to cause suffering. We don't want to cause pain. But how much of our suffering, how much of our pain, especially the emotional stuff, how much of it has led to great change, has led to even if it's forceful and unwanted in the moment, just a new level of awareness for us. I know that when I lost my mom in 2006, it felt unreal. I didn't think that I could survive it. But through surviving such a traumatic event, I gained the ability to put myself out there, to talk to people, to not be so enraptured by just, I guess just the feeling of rejection or the fear of failure. And I'm not even sure if the right word to use is enraptured, because it's not that I was so caught up in those feelings that I felt, lifted by it or something. But it was all encompassing, and to a degree, it was very controlling. So, there's definitely better words out there, but just speaking from my experience and being with my pain, I'm learning how much of a gift it could be, how much of a teacher it could be. And this most recent loss has initially drained all the color out of my life, made me question if moving forward was even possible, or even how to move forward. But now I'm realizing that we misplace our devotion so easily, especially us empaths. We love to give all of ourselves to other people, and in that service, receive the love that we feel like we're missing. But all the things that make us feel alive make us feel that way because the feelings are inside of us to begin with. Sure, there's external triggers. Sure, there's things that inspire us that are outside of us. But what they're inspiring lives in us already. And that's something that I'm learning for myself emotionally for the first time. And just feeling that deep truth within my own heart. Because I'm very stuck in my brain a lot, and I intellectualize a little too much. And I can understand conceptually all these spiritual teachings, but to feel them is very difficult, especially for a Capricorn. It's very difficult, but when you do feel it, it's absolutely perspective changing and life changing. And I just want to speak to those of you who are also on some sort of spiritual journey or are trying meditation and different things. Just know that none of these practices are going to get you anywhere. None of these practices were invented or meant to do that at all. The only thing they're meant to do is to bring you back to yourself. And you're always going to be yourself. It's all about acceptance. And like I mentioned earlier, cultivating a level of mindfulness to where you can actually face your inner demons and your shadow, and recontextualizes. That's my favorite part of it, is recontextualizing your relationship to your pain. I know that I've always wanted to escape my pain by like smoking or drinking or eating certain foods or watching certain things, playing video games. There's so many different vices, and there's nothing wrong with vices at all. But there is something wrong with using vices as a distraction from yourself. And sometimes distractions are fine, obviously, just like you need a day of rest. But when that's all you do, then you're always going to be suffering. And the thing you're suffering from is always going to be there, and it's never going to get better. So one way or one major thing that has massively changed for me is I'm starting to view my pain and my suffering and my fear as not things to be, controlled by, but also not things to like fight and things to hate and things to block off, because that's not really holistic, is it? That's not really like shadow integration at all. I'm greeting them as friends now. I'm greeting them as things that like are there as indicators of something that maybe I'm afraid to look at. Maybe I'm afraid to feel. Maybe I've been distracting myself from this because there's some deeper trauma there that, I don't feel ready to face. And obviously intellectualizing, I could undress pretty much all of these different inner demons myself and be like, oh, it came from this. Oh, this was my trigger. Oh, it was that, blah, blah, blah. But like, how am I treating myself? And how am I treating all these different feelings within me? Like, we know how to greet joy. We know how to embrace joy, but how do we embrace our sadness? And why don't we? Like, you don't need to fall into sadness and be a slave to it. I think just like the thinking mind, that's a little bit of a contradiction there. I guess whatever. But similar to how the thinking mind is an excellent servant but a poor master, so is our fear. So is our pain, so is our suffering. They are excellent servants, but poor masters. Like, all of the pain that I've been through has inspired me in ways that I probably wouldn't have been able to move without it. And a lot of other people that, have gone through similar journeys that have, recontextualized their relationship to their own pain, their own shadow. Like, obviously Carl Jung's a big one, right? And then there's a lot of spiritual teachers too that have done the same thing. I love listening to Jack Kornfield because he's very good at bringing this perspective to light. But it's greeting these darker elements of us and these things that we don't want there in a different way. And in doing so, it changes them. It changes us. It allows us to function more. Like, I have a lot of anger that masks my pain, suffering, and sadness. But even when sitting with my pain, suffering, and sadness, there's still all this energy balled up from the anger, from that initial anger. And because I don't creatively express that, because it's not really necessarily how I choose to present myself, a great way of doing that is, to go to the gym. So there's different things that you do. Journal, go to the gym. If you're creative, do something creative. Go for a walk. But I want to challenge you to be with yourself and try to look at your pain a little differently. And have a good day.